further of some things that I've been making notes on as I've been watching all of your posts come in. So who else is there? I can see that more than one person is there. I can see there's a few. So say hello as you are coming on in. So Kim said, I can't see who that Hey one is, but I'm just going to put that half done, and you've been really busy with work, which is amazing because I've been seeing some of your posts, Kim, and I know that you're like kicking off with doing some work and prioritizing your exercising, which is awesome. And I think this is another thing that we get to highlight, like how many of you last week put in your posts or in your ideas and on your vision board that you were going to prioritize yourself this year, and then you've come in from moving on from that in week one, and like life takes back over and we get back in the run of the mill stuff where you're like, you put yourself at the end of that priority list. And I'm not going to judge you on that because I think we all do it, and it's a very much an ingrained pattern that takes a little bit time to come out of. And that's really what I wanted to go into today, because it's going to take that level of being intentional. So the intentions that we set last week, this now gets to come forward into your habits, your routines, and continuing to be intentional day on day. And I know that I shared with you guys some of the morning routine work, and that is just one of the habits that has been really incredibly powerful for me. I absolutely now love my morning routine, and I actually enjoy getting up out of bed. I've not always enjoyed getting up out of bed. We're going to have the husband walking past as he escapes into the bedroom. So I just shared that video with that really short 15-minute morning routine, because just starting with that little bit feels more manageable. And any of this work, it's not going to be like bam, one day you're going to wake up and it's all just going to have come together. You're going to have to take little pieces of it and being gentle with yourself, being kind to yourself as you really start to implement this work. And this really now leads on into the system of which is the planner. And I know so many of you went and bought the planner. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you going out and buying it. Let me know in the comments if you have got one. I know, Katie, you've got one. Yes, and you think it's about the first thing that you think about doing already. And that is amazing. If you haven't been able to get one, or you're still not entirely sure, then let me know in the comments if you haven't already got the free downloadable version. So the downloadable version is not exactly the same as this new year-long planner, as that is the most up-to-date one. But you can get the planner where you print off the pages yourself. In fact, I did this for a number of years. I had an A4 folder. I printed off the pages. I did my journaling, and I had it all in a folder. The folder was like this by the end of the year. But I used that system for ages just as a printable before I turned it into an actual physical planner. So if you want access to that, if you haven't already seen that, then put in the comments and I will send you the link for how you can get that, and you can just print the pages off and start using them. I do love having it all in one space. It is a system, it is my go-to, and it's something that I get my Shine Squad members to do like week on week. So this really comes into like having that layer of accountability with yourself. And when you can just be like, I'm going to check in with myself and do this, because I've got all of the questions in here that really help you to check in with yourself. So the check-in, you remember that end of year review that we did? Imagine if you started doing that every week, like checking in on the week that's passed. Imagine if you then did that every month, and how this momentum would start to build and grow, and just from doing this. So Aisha, she's just got hers as well. She's backed hers in lovely glitter. It comes as such, the A4 version. So I showed you guys there's a 90-day version. I know that I've sent this version out to some of you guys. This is the smaller one, just 90 days worth. It doesn't have the year overview on that, but it's still, look, tip it the right way. So yeah, this is going to be something that we do week on week, and we all got excited about the stickers. My stickers haven't arrived yet. So we have a space where we review each week. Each week you're checking in and asking yourself, what went well with this week? What didn't go so well? what actions can you put in place to help overcome that and improve that? Checking in whether you fueled your body, whether you moved your body to help yourself feel good, and then what are your commitments to the week ahead? Because this is really when we start to allow ourselves to go back to that goal that we set ourselves for the year, the intention that we set ourselves, and then you get to say each week, okay, if I'm going to take a step forward towards that goal, what is that going to look like? How do I get to do that this week? On the big planner, there is a space to do a brain dump. So I put all of my ideas down onto here, and then I can actually map out the week. So this has been such a powerful tool for me. I've got my coaching call booked. This is next week, so I haven't filled this in. So here we have at this side 4 priority items, so writing 4 core items, and then it can theme out the day, and I will block in my time when I'm doing my coaching sessions, whether it's just going out and walking the dogs, and then block that time in for the entire week so I can have this clear overview. And the goal of that weekly planner is not necessarily to fill in all of the spaces. I like to do mine. I'll show you one that I did for this week. For me, so that's my this week's, I can't get the angle right. For me, it's about how much white space can I create on there. Obviously, if you're working, you can fit in all of your shifts and the times that you're going to be working, but that's going to help you to say, right, well, here is an hour slot where I could spend some time on doing some of my own self-development work, prioritizing myself, actually scheduling in moments of self-care. Let me just check. So Emma, if you haven't bought one yet, if you want the free version, let me know. I can send you the free version and you can start printing off the pages. Like I say, you've got to be a little bit more organized with your planner, but if you just want to go for it, because I do absolutely love them. And then this is where becomes the real game changer. My daily focus sheet. So on the daily focus sheet, it's if you were going to pick 3 items that were going to help you make a move forward towards that goal, what would they be? And they go right at the top. Then under here, they're just kind of like your bonus ones. Again, a space to schedule out the day. I'm putting in what I'm in my nutrition, I'm putting in what I'm doing for my workouts. Here I get to celebrate any wins. And over on this side, we have a gratitude ×5. So you've probably heard millions of times before the power of gratitude and being grateful. That is your love and appreciation for the here and now, because when we have our goals and we're striving for things, if we get too lost into the future, we've got to remember to ground ourselves into the here and now. So not just having random things that you are grateful for, but pick one thing and then 5 reasons why you're grateful for that thing. So it might be something that you have, it might have been a past experience that you have that's taught you so much, and just allowing yourself to realize those moments of realization of how much you do have in the moment helps to keep you motivated and inspired to keep on moving. I'm just going to put this up. I'm not sure who this is because the name hasn't come up. I was so motivated at the beginning, but I let myself get lazy and lose momentum. I did my vision board, but I just can't keep on track. So what would help? So this is the thing. It's the doing the vision board and that creative stuff, that's kind of gets exciting. And that can be the question that I would ask you. Is it that the fact that you're lazy? Because I don't believe that anybody that was in this group is really truly lazy, because if you have that idea, that inspiration, sometimes it can be lack of direction. It could be some fears that have come up for you. And I would first off try and get you to stop calling yourself lazy, because I think that is kind of it's kind of being harsh on yourself. And when you say, oh, I'm just too lazy, I'm just that person that can't do it, again, those words that we speak out, that we say to ourselves, is what we believe is our truth. Whether you just say, I found that I didn't allow myself to be consistent with it this week, but you can come back and you can start again in the very next moment. And this is why I have become so in love with this tool, because getting up in the morning, writing down And here's another thing that I do as well. So on mine, there's a space at the top here. My big vision and goal is I write it down every single day. Every single day. The main key point that was on my dream vision statement that we did on, was it day 4? It was day 4. Yeah. On the dream vision statement that we did on day 4, I write that down every day. That's my motivation. And some days it might not trigger you enough to get you up and get you moving. And then other days it will be enough to get your ass up out of bed and into action. And I'm not, you know, this is work that takes a little bit time to get into a rhythm of using. But when you come back to it and you have that own level of accountability within yourself by using this, then that really helps you to grow. And of course, for people, that's why people generally, a lot of people in the Shine Squad that have come to join us, because it is that next layer of accountability. I come in and check in with you. I come in and ask you the questions to help you to move and help you to grow. So if you are going to really make this a difference, then you have to have that certain level of self-motivation for yourself. And it might be the point, because some people definitely come to me at times and they're not quite ready for a dramatic amount of change. And I say it's getting to that, what we call a fuck it moment. We get to that moment where we're like, enough is enough. Now I'm ready. Now I have to do something. And sometimes you have to get to that place first before you can shift into the changes that you really need to make. Other times you get people that get there before that are like, no, this is because I feel that something deep within me that I am meant for more, that I want to create this change in my life and that I'm going to make it happen no matter what. So if you shift the way that you're thinking about it and tell yourself that you can stay on track and it's just going to be one thing. And I actually talked about this with on my coaching group the other day, that sometimes we can be like, I want to do this, this and this, you know, all these different habits that we want to build into place. But if you could just implement the one that would have the biggest impact on your life right now, and just focus on being consistent with that one thing first, then that can then have a snowball effect. You start to add on all of the other things. Claire, Katie's saying getting up and out of bed in the morning to do it. Yeah. Because Claire's just put, which is very kind of you, thank you. I created this planner because I kept on having all of these different ones, and they had so many sections that I didn't want to use, and I felt that there were so many different blank pages, and I really tried to simplify it with all of the tools that I use within my own mindset practices and the tools that I work with my clients, and which is why I created this one. So I'm really happy with how this is right now, and so thank you, Claire. Have you got yours yet? When I ordered all of the ones for the people who won the prizes, it did say that the delivery was quite late on them. So you have to let me know when they arrive. The gratitude. So Aisha said the gratitude part is something that you struggle with each day. Maybe expand a little bit more on that. Why do you think you struggle on it? Let me share some of mine. What have I put? Oh, so if you saw the video that I posted the other day, what day was it? I was feeling off. Tuesday. So yeah, my dog got attacked on Monday, and I think they're just adrenaline from doing the challenge last week, and I was just like, my energy feels off. I feel a little bit low. So my gratitude for that day was the fact I was grateful that I was feeling a little bit off, because it was forcing me to like just come back to myself. Because when I'm doing a challenge, I'm obviously trying to share so much with you guys and giving so much out. It was that reminder for me to come back to myself. And this is often when we get feelings and we have judgment on them, like, oh, I should be better at this and I should be doing that. It's to like say, no, it's just feedback. My conscious, my soul, my within myself is speaking to me. What is it saying? What am I needing? In that moment, I needed a bit of downtime. I did the most amazing meditation, it was like 30 minutes. I never meditate for 30 minutes. I usually do like 5 or 10 minutes. I did a full 30-minute session and I came out the back of that and I was just like I was back in my zone, and it was just that little moment of self-care was just so incredible. Yeah, the dog was okay. It was quite scary. It was a big freaking dog. It was like a husky type, but the bigger ones, is it a Malamute? It always barks. We always pass it, but it was in the middle of the street, and I just looked up and saw it. I was like, bah. Anyway, pounced on my smaller dog, but didn't draw blood. I think he was trying to have his way with her, but he was very aggressive about it. Anyway, it was a bit of an adrenaline pump, and I think I just needed that chill out the next day. Anyway, what were we talking about? Gratitude. Yeah, so it can be simple things. There'll be sometimes I'm like, I'm grateful for my work, I'm grateful for my clients, I'm grateful for my husband, and then just try and think of 5 reasons why you're grateful for that one item, because it's taking the gratitude and it's actually layering it down onto a deeper level. And when we get that deeper connection with it, that's when it's more powerful. And then when you link that with reminding yourself what your dream, vision, goal is each day, all builds into that self motivation. So that could be one for you, Aisha, just to, if you're struggling, you're a Shine Squad member, you are in there. So if you are struggling with that each day, maybe put that in your post. But there'll be often times when I'm grateful for the struggle. I'm grateful for the challenges. Like just this year when all of the pandemic kicked off and we were just had a freak out about finances, I can now be like, well, I'm grateful for that because it created massive change within me. It really kicked me into action with a lot of things. So having gratitude for the shit helps us to move through it. So Kate said, I'll Google what time's the right back because I was so new to journaling. Yeah, so it could be, again, I mentioned this on the last one, I think. Pinterest is your friend when it comes to these mindfulness. You could probably put gratitude list into Pinterest and coming up with different things that you're grateful for. It could be your horse, your partner, the fact that you've got a roof over your head. It can literally be anything. It can be experiences, anything you want. Just to be able to tune in and remember that. So Kate said she's had loads of mindfulness books. In fact, so Katie has... Katie was one of my fitness members many years ago. In fact, she said this on the message. I'm sure she won't mind me sharing, but she's like, I feel like you've been my mentor for since I was 22. So she's watched me on social media for years and years and years. And it's only recently that she's started to do this work and really now starting to fly with it. So thank you, Katie. And yeah, it just takes you to get to that one point and you're like, right, I've had enough of this shit. Things have got to change. And that's often, you might have a moment where you take some of this work, you do a little bit and you fall off track. And then you have a moment where you're like, right, I'm going to get back into that. And you can come back to it. And that's absolutely fine. And there will just be that moment when the moment's right that you will kick yourself into gear. Some people need additional support with that. Some people can get to doing it. Don't be too hard on yourself. But then also if you want to get ahead, to try and keep up with it now rather than go in 6 months down the line, you're like, damn, I'm going to go back and do that again. So I'm going to put that up as well. As she said, I found myself running out of things to be grateful for. Obviously, it's not the case, but I get a mental block. I've written that I'm grateful for things like nature, my body, family, mum, sunshine, summer. So yeah, you can keep going with those. The amount of times that I've written in here, that I'm grateful for my husband, and it will be like different reasons each time I do it, because you allow that to sink in. That deepens your connection with your relationships and reminds you of why these elements are important to you and what it is that you're wanting to create more of. So just to keep going. And I mean, I'm not going to say there's a fair few days on mine where there have been some blank ones, but especially if I'm needing moments of like this one, I had 2 days where it was all a little bit blank, and that's okay. Yeah, we want to have this level of consistency, but not where it's like you're forcing things out for the sake of it. Allow yourself just to sit and close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and just say, what am I grateful for right now? The fact that we've got oxygen flowing through our blood, the fact that we can get on a live call and get some motivation into your eardrums. It can be anything. There's so much in this day and age, even with all of the crap that is going on around us right now. Because this is the thing that will help you to remain balanced, to remind you that we have got so much, especially if you're here and you're watching this on a device. You are in some way, shape or form. If you are in that position, then you have got a shit lot to be grateful for, because not everybody has that. And I think we often forget that as well. I'm always so grateful for the husband. I'm always so annoyed, but I'm married. Yeah. And that's it. I mean, I can be often, if I've had an argument with the husband, that's a great time to write out your gratitude list on your husband, because it allows you to come out of that feeling of like anger and annoyance, and to come back to like, no, actually, things are pretty good. We've just got to remember to come and focus back in on those things. So yeah, that was the main thing that I wanted to take you through, the planner system, because moving on from this is continuing to break down those goals to take action on them day by day, and having that daily intentional starting your day. So if you're getting up in the day, you're writing down, you're reminding yourself what your goal is for the month or for the year, and you're just picking 3 small things that are going to help you to take that step towards it. Anything else that you can have on that list is an absolute bonus. But if you do that day by day, the more you do it and you're recognizing your wins along the way, you're like, yes, I'm like, we're making the progress, and that is infectious, and that snowballs into so much more. I'm not sure who this is, but they said, so if I join the Shine Squad, can I do it month by month and see how I get on? Yeah, absolutely. There's no tie-in with the Shine Squad. I really wanted to make it so that you weren't held in if you didn't feel like it was right for you. I only want people in there who are going to get use from it, who are getting value from it. So it is a month by month basis. You can cancel it at any time, and I've worked a lot to make it very affordable as well, at £57 per month. When I have all of the self-development work that I have done, I have invested a lot, and I'm talking a lot of money, into the tune of like tens of thousands. I probably counted it up once and it's closer to the value of like 60 grand by the time I've done it. Like, there's been a lot, and I was always get so annoyed when people were coming on with like this sales pitch, and I knew the information was amazing, and I definitely don't regret it, because I've learned a hell of a lot, but I was just found myself feeling frustrated of like, why is everybody not giving this information? Why is everybody not learning these tools? Because the difference that it's felt in me with everything, with my motivation, my productivity, my relationships, my confidence, my self-belief, my ability to keep on going, even when things feel hard, I just know that I wouldn't have got to anywhere that I've got to today. I don't think I'd be living in France if it wasn't for this work. And so I had the frustration of like, I want this to be available to more people, which is why I made this as a membership option that was a lower price, that it was accessible to more people, because I really am damn passionate, and I think it's super, super important that we implement this, because it helps us to live, happier, more fulfilled, healthier. It helps with so much that include. So yeah, maybe not that lazy. I don't believe that you're lazy. We left your career of 13 years, that direction. I don't know who that is. I don't know if that is you, Debbie. So let me know if it is. So yeah, and also in the Shine Squad, you get access to my Better Body Bootcamp as an option if you want to include that. So that means that you get the workout sessions and nutrition as well. So that's a real great bonus. And then as part of the Shine Squad, so the call like I'm doing now, within the Shine Squad, we do them on Zoom sessions, so it's more two-way, so people can actually talk if they want to. There's no pressure to. But I'm also in there, like I've been in the challenge group, replying to people. And of course, we do. Oh, it's Sarah Shaw. Sorry. It's because you have to click something to allow your name. That's the only reason why. But yeah, to have that direction, and it also becomes this part of like almost a mastermind session, because there's just an incredible group of women in there, and we thrive off each other, we support each other, so it's incredible. Emma's put, I need to get out. No, I don't get out of bed at the weekends. I love having a lie-in on the weekends. However, I do find that sometimes if I go up and I'll put my earphones in, I'll still do a little bit of I tend to not journal as much on the weekends, but if I feel that I want to, I'll do it. However, everybody's different. I like to use the weekends to allow myself to switch off. It's important for me to be able to recharge and then to come in and feel on focus and on form and to own the freaking day on a Monday to Friday. But yeah, definitely chill out at the weekends. So depends on what you want to work on and improve on. I would work panicky if I woke up past 9 at the weekend. I suppose it depends. When I'm in a very regular habit of getting up early, I'm an early riser through the week. I tend to just wake up maybe about 7. 7's a bit of a lie-in on the weekend. It feels kind of good. Yeah, and the Katie brings up a great point. I think, like in terms of like feeling like you're being lazy, I think we all kind of have wanted this need to just want to switch off from so much, especially with COVID. It's like it's mentally draining listening to all of the things that are going on, which is why we can, if we tune out from all of that and tune back into ourselves, that's when we can help to find some direction again and get some clarity on what it is that we do want. Kim's been getting up at the weekends and doing a swim. So I know it's all well and good for me to bang on about how, and where can I get that? To bang on about how amazing the Shine Squad is and how much this work has transformed my life. But I actually wanted to introduce you this evening to Charlie, who is my Shine Squad support coach, and share a little bit more about her journey, because she started off as a client that was doubting whether the Shine Squad was right for her. So I'm going to bring Charlie on and we're going to have a little chat, and she's going to share some more about her experience. Here she is. Oh my God. I'm so happy about how well that worked, because I wasn't sure it was going to go that smoothly.
And so, you can hear me okay?
Pardon?
Can you hear me okay?
I can. I just need to turn my speakers up a little bit. So thank you so much for taking the time to join us tonight. Charlie is incredible, but I want you to just share a little bit more about your experience, because of course you came onto the Shine Squad, what, 2 years ago?
2.5, I think. It was September 2018. So yeah, 2.5 years.
So can you remember what had made you think about joining when you first came?
Yeah, I was getting married the following year. I wanted to lose weight. I had about 2 stone that I wanted to shift. And I've never had a problem when I got in the right mindset to losing the weight. It was keeping the weight off that was the problem. I'd lose it, and then old habits and behaviours would creep back in and pile it back on. There was a few other things I wanted to work on as well, like around my relationship and whatnot. And I kept it, obviously I knew you back from
Pole
ECN
dancing
day.
days,
Pole
yay.
dancing, 4 sessions, and that was enough for me. It wasn't for me.
Fitness pole dancing, we have to say, for anybody who
Yeah,
doesn't know my background. I used to have a pole fitness studio.
yeah, and I was not elegant on the pole, I've got to say. But I'm really glad that I went to those sessions, because I started following you on social media, and you always used to pop up, and I had this intrigue of like, what is this group about? What is the Shine Squad about? So I messaged you to ask more about it. And back then, the program was a little different. So it was the 12-week program.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a month to month, and it was a big investment. And I was like, I absolutely cannot afford that. I've got my wedding to pay for. You know, I just can't do it. And I remember you calling me out a little bit on making excuses, and I was like, I'm not, I just can't afford it. And I was also a bit nervous about the group environment. I'm quite a private person. I don't like sharing too much of my business, and the thought of sharing my problems and the things that are going on in my life in a group setting was just like a big no-no for me. But I knew I wanted to do something. I wasn't happy with where I was at, and that wasn't just in my body, it was in myself, because I knew I'd lose weight, but I wouldn't feel good in myself. I wouldn't feel good in my skin. So I then won a wedding dress, which obviously
this was totally the universe answering your call. She won a freaking wedding dress. Won a wedding dress.
I don't even win £2 on a scratch card. I never feel myself as a lucky person, but that was my sign. I was like, right, this is it. I'm investing in myself. And so I signed up, didn't I? But I remember feeling overwhelmed as well, because back then as well, the modules, because Emma's got a lot of modules on there of different things to work through. And back then it was a week by week, you did a different module. And I just thought, oh, have I got the time for this? Will it fit into my life? I work shifts, I do a busy, demanding job. But I knew that I would get out of it as much as I put in, and it didn't have to be as overwhelming as I was kind of making it. And it was just about creating a few little habits, like you've already spoken about morning routine. Yeah. I hated getting up in the mornings. Like, I am not a morning person. But it really does make a huge difference, and you set your day off on the right foot. So it was kind of just implementing those little habits, using the planner. Well, back then you didn't have the actual hard copy of the planner. It was
this is the thing. You've been through the evolution of it all.
Yeah. So those were all the things that helped me.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry, Emma. I was just going to say, I remember comparing myself to everyone in there as well. So there was other coaches in there, people that owned businesses, and I was like, gosh, there's all these powerful women, then there's little old me just here working on, and I didn't want to post, but once I just did it, I realized what a supportive and non-judgmental environment, and those women brought something to my life, and they helped me through my challenges. So and
that is definitely a big thing that comes up for people, because I think, especially in the UK, this whole like coaching thing, like talking about our feelings, like what's that all about? And it seems a little bit strange, especially when you're doing it with complete strangers. And I will be the first one to encourage you to just share a little bit. And it's like anything, when you start to allow yourself to have that level of vulnerability and to open up a little bit, and then realize the amount of support that you get from the people that are coming back to you, that's when your confidence starts to grow in other areas as well. And I always remember with you, Charlie, as well, like the more that you started to open up, I was just like, wow, this incredible woman in there, and it's really starting to shine. And I remember as well, I think it was the end of the 12 weeks, how long after you started did you get married? Like those pictures of you in your wedding dress, and you were just, the body confidence was there, but the confidence of just, you were there on your wedding day, like center of stage, and that was something that you were like, that terrifies me, I don't want to be the center of attention. It's like and such a huge transformation inside and outside.
Yeah, definitely. I can't remember how long it was, but this is proof. The fact I'm doing a Facebook Live is proof of how far I have come. I hated videos. I hated seeing myself or hearing myself back. But I'm here, and I'm here because I'm super passionate about the Shine Squad. It has really been life-changing for me, and I want to share that with others, because there were so many reservations I had, and I got over them, and I just did it because you have absolutely nothing to lose, but everything to gain.
Yeah.
And I always talk to I've got my, obviously, as you know, friends have signed up to the Shine Squad.
Lots of your friends have been and come in. They have, yes. You're always like raving about it, and it's a real honor to have you in as a support coach now as well. So there's not just me in there, there's Charlie in there, and a great group of women. So if what would you think the biggest thing that you've taken away from, apart from becoming a support coach, of course, but within yourself, do you feel that you've taken away from it?
I would probably say my self-acceptance, really. I think before I joined the Shine Squad, my self-esteem was pretty low, and like I said, I wasn't happy about who I was. I don't, and I think that's what's helped me the most. Self-acceptance and just getting good habits, good routines. And it's had such a knock-on effect in all areas of my life. Like my relationship is so much better. I remember when I said to Mark, I'm having a bit of a break from the Shine Squad because, I don't need any. He said, "Can you please sign back up to that? You're a much nicer person." I'm like, "What do you mean?"
It's just having. I think as well of it, a lot is people to be able to speak to, and it's definitely a positive space that we can come in with our problems and our challenges and know that we're always going to come out of the other side of that feeling better.
It's the accountability, isn't it?
Yeah,
because you can write your goals down on a piece of paper, but and you're obviously accountable to yourself, but having someone else be like, recently I felt my nutrition slipped a bit, but I've gone back to starting posting things in the Shine Squad because it helps me too. Even though I'm a support coach and I don't share as much as I used to, I still do because I'm still experiencing that, those challenges. But also a big thing for me as well is my resilience. I think before I joined, I was quite a glass half empty kind of person. I was always looking for negative. But my ability now to speak out those positives, even when, I probably had the most challenging 18 months of my life. Really.
You have.
I've gone through, a tough period, but I still show up every day. I'm still doing the work and I'm still getting through it. And I never identified as a resilient person before, but now I absolutely do. And it is because of the work that I've done on myself and with you, like with you, Emma, and with the Shine Squad. That's what's helped. That's what's done it.
Well, that makes me incredibly happy to hear. And I'm also incredibly happy that you have come wearing brand colours. You've got your pink jumper on. Absolutely. Is there anything else that we needed to cover on that? I think you kind of have said a lot. I think if anybody's got any questions that they wanted to ask Charlie while she's still on, or me in particular, did you think there was anything else that we wanted to cover?
I don't think so. The only thing I wanted to just say about the Shine Squad is it's like a small enough group to feel able to share those personal things about yourself, and but it's also large enough to have that really high vibe energy, and it's just got supportive women full of characters from different walks of life, and we are just there to support one another and to reach our goals. We're there for the good and the bad. Absolutely.
And I think that's a great thing about the group that we've got. It's very down to earth, and I think that's an important part, is that we have these incredible, Caroline comes out with her incredible sayings every week. We have a little bit of a swear at each other, or we just say it how it is, but then we're also absolutely got each other's backs as well, and it is an incredible space. And each month, like we've come on here with the January Jumpstart. Claire says she cried on a second session, but yeah, you can cry, you can even do ugly crying and everything and come out of it feeling so much better. So like we've done on the January Jumpstart, I give you some tools and resources to use and to apply, and it's not quite as intense as the January Jumpstart. So you'll get like one task maybe a week, and then it's having that level of accountability, and everybody's kind of sharing what they're putting down as well, and you take bits on from other people, and it is that having the influence of really high vibe women within the group is incredibly powerful. Was that Sarah again? She's just, can you see these comments, Charlie?
No, I can't see
no. So someone's just said that they've seen an incredible change in you, Charlie, since starting the Shine Squad. So that's nice as well. So yeah, cool. Well, thank you so much for coming to join me this evening, and everybody else that's on. I'll just say goodbye to you, Charlie. So thank you so much. You are awesome. Absolutely, always. So if there was any additional questions that are coming in, like I say, this group is going to stay open until tomorrow evening, and then it will be closed down. So get those questions in, ask them. But most of all, I want you to keep on doing this. I don't, whether you decide to sign up to the Shine Squad or not, I would absolutely love to have you in there. If that's not available to you right now, I want you to be able to take what you've done this week. If you're going to use the free printable pages and you need those, tell me and let me know. But don't just let it stop here. This is just the beginning. We are just in January, and this year might even get even tougher than it already has, as if that's possible. But when you allow yourself to come back to what you said you wanted, to prioritize yourself, to feel more organized, to feel like you've got your shit together, then these really simplistic tools, when applied consistently, are massively going to help you to stay grounded, to stay balanced, and to keep your head in the positive space that we all need to be able to keep it in this year. So I'm going to round off. I'm going to bid you good evening. If you're feeling called and you want to come and join the Shine Squad, just drop me a message. Sarah's just asked if you have to join at the beginning of the month. No, it is. You can join at any time, because what happens when you join up, you get a set sequence of like an onboarding sequence. So you'll be like, here, do this, then do this, then do this. So, we're 3 weeks into January already, nearly. So you could do some like prep work for, if you join straight away, you could do the prep work and then get into the next month. So you can absolutely join any time. And what else was I going to say? I was going to say something else then. No, yeah, that was it. You can join at any time. The price that you get right now is that set price. You get access to the boot camp as well, and for as long as you stay a member, you stick at that price as well, because the price is probably going to go up this year. But if you join now, you will stay access to that same price, and you can join at any time, and we'll walk you through. And it's never a one size fits all. Some people are coming in, we're like, I need to focus on this, and then we'll guide you through which module is relevant for you to action on, because there's a lot of content in the members site in the Shine Squad already, and we can say, right, well, you should go and do that one, but you have to be able to come and feedback, and it's a very two-way process, so that you get guided and coached through absolutely everything. So if you want to just drop me a message, you can absolutely drop me a message. I would love to see some of you in there. I know it can and it will absolutely transform lives, and I'm excited to do that. I'm excited to help you with that, but most of all, I want you to just keep on going. So the boot camp classes, I do live sessions every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. They are at 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. UK time, and they are 30 minutes long, and they are all recorded also if you can't make them live, but I'll put the details of the boot camp as well. Katie, good. Glad to hear that you've been given a kick up the butt and you're already in the Shine Squad, because you won your place from being an awesome jump starter. So again, massive thank you for everybody who showed up to the live sessions, who's contributed, who has shared your thoughts, your ideas, because even putting your thoughts and ideas out into a group of like nearly 100 people, that takes some in itself. And being able to do that, you can just grow and build on that and continue to keep it going. I have loved every minute of this challenge, and I've loved having you in here, and I look forward to keeping in touch and seeing how you all get on. And that's it. Do keep in touch with me. Share pictures, tell me what your intentions are and what you are doing to move closer towards those. I like, and keep in contact on social media also, and I'll keep emailing you those little reminders week on week also. So have a fabulous rest of your evening. Really excited to see what you all get up to on the other side of this, and don't have just a jump start. We need to jump start, and we need to keep on going. Keep on going. Have a great rest of the evening, and speak to us really soon. Bye.